How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to the channel for another Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing the changes that Battlefront 2 needs to make. As I've been singing Battlefront 2's praises a lot lately, but the game still has a few issues that need to be ironed out over the coming months. Because Battlefront 2 is a ton of fun to play and has improved tenfold, but there are just a few things holding the game back from going up that next level. Now, this is in no way a negative video or anything like that. I'm just using my reach within this community to help highlight some issues the game has in hope that someone over at DICE sees this video. As I do know that developers from DICE do watch these kinds of videos from Battlefront YouTubers like myself. So yeah, nothing negative going on here, just a bit of constructive criticism to help take Battlefront 2 to that next level. Now guys, before we dive on into this is the first video of 2020, so a happy new year to all of you. And a massive thank you for the support on the channel the past 2 months. It has been just absolutely ridiculous. I am going all in on the channel this year and I want to make it the biggest one yet. So if you are new around here, then absolutely feel free to subscribe to the channel for more Star Wars Battlefront 2 videos and to come along this journey with us the rest of this year. But with all of that out of the way, let's get into this video. So diving on into this, and the first thing that I want to talk about in this video is the Galactic Assault game mode. Galactic Assault needs new maps. This has to change. It is, as of right now, the ultimate game mode for Battlefront 2, and I know people are going to say no, Capital Supremacy is the ultimate game mode, but Galactic Assault has access to all eras of Star Wars. Capital Supremacy still does not. Granted, in a few weeks' time, we will be getting the sequel trilogy to Capital Supremacy's playlist, but we still won't have the original trilogy, at least not for some time yet. So if you want to use heroes like Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, Palpatine, Han Solo, like, the most iconic characters in Star Wars, you have to go to Galactic Assault for that. But the thing is, nothing is being done to the game mode, so people are getting tired of it and aren't playing it anymore. The last map we got for Galactic Assault was Geonosis nearly a year and a half ago. Ever since then, the focus has been on Capital Supremacy and Capital Supremacy only. Which that would be totally fine if all eras were already in the game mode. Now granted, it has actually gotten easier to find games of Galactic Assault now that Battlefront 2 has had a new influx of new players, but the mode itself is ultimately just stale. Which is kind of sad because when the mode is fresh and there is new content to play, the game mode is undeniably fun and offers the best of what Battlefront 2 has to offer. But due to it being seemingly left for dead, the mode is heading to an early grave. And I really do think that they should have tried to get the new Ajan Kloss map into the rotation. And I still don't see why they can't do that. I mean, the map seems easily big enough for Galactic Assault. So I think there is a chance that this could happen somewhere down the line. But yeah, easily one of the main changes I think the game needs to make is to shift some focus to Galactic Assault and make maps for that mode as well, and not just neglect it for Capital Supremacy. But now moving on to the next change that I think needs to be made, and that is for the lightsaber combat. Now I don't mean like a complete overhaul to the lightsaber combat, I mean the consistency with the combat. Too many times you can be in a great lightsaber duel and it can be tough, it can be competitive and fun, but all too often these amazing lightsaber duels get ruined because of a bug or a glitch or a flaw with the combat system. Honestly, nothing really annoys me more than having, this great duel for my block to just start not working, or dodging and still receiving damage even though I'm clearly nowhere near the enemy's lightsaber. Or just stuff like that. There seems to still be like a stamina glitch or something like that amongst the carnage in Heroes vs Villains. Also, the delayed hit detection is something with the lightsaber combat that I think really needs to be addressed. This has been an ongoing issue with the lightsaber combat for well over a year, and I think it's time we really try and stamp this out. Because I don't know if this is a server thing, because it seems to have gotten worse since mid-December when Battlefront 2 started getting a lot of players back. But I mean, playing a lot of Heroes vs Villains lately, I can definitely see that there is a delay there, and it makes the lightsaber combat feel just not fluent at times. Like when the lightsaber combat is working, it is undeniable just how much fun you can have. But when these small problems and inconsistencies happen, it really can put a damper on your experience. So yeah, lightsaber changes need to be made, hopefully sooner rather than later. And moving on to the next change, and that is the hero ability registration. So hero abilities not registering has been a problem in Battlefront 2 for a very long time. Now, granted, it's not at its worst state right now. I mean, it has been really bad in the past. But in my opinion, the hero abilities and the registration of the hits just need to be looked at again. Too often you use the force push with Luke or his repulse and it just doesn't work. Or you use Anakin's pull or his retribution that seems to just not work a fair bit as well. Like, you could almost go to every single hero and normally at least one of their abilities has a registration issue. Like I said, it's not as bad right now as it has been in the past, but in my opinion, it's still enough to be distracting and that is an issue, but I think it doesn't need to exist. I completely understand that, working with the Frostbite engine can be difficult, but hero abilities not working properly can be a bit of a buzzkill. So I would like to see DICE put a little bit more time in future to iron out some of those issues with the hero abilities not registering. So moving on to the next change now, and that is that Battlefront 2 needs new infantry blasters. Now, we were supposed to be getting new infantry blasters all along. It was advertised that the post-launch content would feature new weapons, and to DICE's credit, they have made new weapons, but only for the reinforcements. And some of those weapons have actually been, really good, and it's a nice breath of fresh air to have them in the game. But we are stuck with the same blaster lineup for the 4 infantry classes as to what we had at launch. This has pretty much made the infantry gameplay fairly stale. Now, I honestly think that, just one new weapon for each class would go a long way into breathing a bit of life into the infantry gameplay. Because, there's only so many times you can stick with the same blasters before things become repetitive. And I do think if they moved some of the new blasters from the reinforcements to the infantry lineup of blasters, then that could revitalize the infantry gameplay a little bit. Now, keep in mind, there are a lot of blasters from Battlefront 2015 that still are not in Battlefront 2, and they are some of the best ones as well. Like the bow rifle or the T-21 blaster, I'm pretty sure we don't have that either, and if you'd done some digging, you could probably find a ton more. So I really do think that new blasters for infantry is something that should be getting looked at sooner rather than later. As like I said, the infantry gameplay has become a little bit stale, and it's largely down to the fact that we haven't received any new blasters. So I do think that this is something DICE really do need to be looking at some point in 2020. And moving on to the next change, and that is, of course, we need more hero skins. Now, to be fair, we have gotten a few lately in the form of light side heroes, but the villain side is severely lacking in hero skins. We did get a Kylo Ren skin recently with the Rise of Skywalker update, which was a really cool skin admittedly, but it was something that we all expected to see. And the reason I've brought this up is because recently there was a Darth Maul mod on PC that allowed you to play as Clone Wars Darth Maul. With the robotic legs, the longer horns, and no shirt, which was just totally badass and would probably be the best skin in the game if it did come out. And keep in mind, Darth Maul has no skins in this game, and there are countless options for him. Bossk also has no skins, Palpatine has no skins, Vader, although a little bit more understandable, has no skins as well. And a few of the other villains as well have no skins, like I could sit here all day. But on the other hand, we have heroes like Han Solo on the light side with like 7 skins, and Lando with 7 skins. It's almost like they have a set group of heroes that they want to give skins to, and the rest kind of just fall into the back burner. Now, it really does suck to see that, DICE aren't sending out hero skins for fun. If they did that, they would be making so much money on this game because people would be buying crystals. But because the gaps between new hero skins are so long, most players have the credits ready to go. Credits just are not in short supply with most players in Battlefront 2. Like, I personally have over 200,000 credits across 2 of my accounts, and I legitimately have nothing to spend them on. So given the new influx of players, I would really like to see DICE put a little bit more focus into some of the hero skins. Now, given all this, we have had hints in the past month or so that DICE are actually looking into some villain skins, as they are aware that the villain skin roster isn't exactly great. So it is assuring to know that they are aware of this, but I thought I'd just include it in this video anyway, because if I left it out, a lot of people would have been confused as to why. So yeah, I thought I'd include the hero skins in this video. And lastly, but certainly not least, we have bugs. Now, there isn't really anything game-breaking in the bugs right now, but there needs to be some changes. Now I do say that with caution, as most major updates bring a pretty bad bug along with them. So the BB-8 update coming at some time this month could still do that, like we don't know. But this is just general bugs across the board. Like whether it's stuff like falling through the map, which is something that should not be happening, or your heroes doing weird glitched animations, or a pretty funny bug actually where the commando droid goes all gangster. Like there's easily over 100 bugs of this category that, pretty much almost ruin the game for you. They really are just a constant burden and are just really annoying and can, like I said, put a bit of a damper on what would be a really fun experience playing the game. Now I understand that bugs are a part of games, like I totally get that, but bugs have been a reoccurring issue with Battlefront 2 since launch, and maybe that's just down to the Frostbite engine being super difficult to work with. I don't know, I'm not a game developer, and they obviously don't introduce bugs on purpose because it's fun. But I still really think this game would benefit from a Bacta update, just a monthly update dedicated to some bug fixes. People have been asking for that for a while, and I think it's something DICE should be considering, as the bug situation with Battlefront 2 really does need to change. But guys, be sure to let me know what you think in the comments below. What changes do you think need to be made to Battlefront 2? I'm sure there are countless things that I could have brought up in this video, so yeah, be sure to post your thoughts below. Like I said guys at the start of the video, this wasn't anything negative, bashing the game or anything like that, as I am actually really enjoying Battlefront 2 more than I ever have. There's just a few changes that can be made to elevate Battlefront 2 to that next level, to take a bit of frustration out of playing the game. But guys, if you did go on to enjoy this video, then be sure to drop a like, as it does help the channel out a great deal. And subscribe if you are new around here for more Star Wars Battlefront 2 content. New heroes and changes are just around the corner, so make sure you've got that notification bell switched on too. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for me today guys, so thank you all for watching and I'll talk to you all again next time.